Hi YouTube squad, welcome to my channel. Hashtag YouTube can be great. You can go ahead and also follow me on Instagram, YouTube can be _gr8_channel. I will be posting news if I have any promotions I'm doing or any giveaways I'm doing or any advertisements I'm doing or any alerts as to the videos I'm going to talk about. I'm going to post it on there, so go ahead and make sure that you follow me in there as well. Now for this video, I'm going to talk about the recent interview on Boss that Evelyn did, because we didn't find out that the restraining order didn't go nowhere. We knew it wasn't going to go nowhere because she had no proof. This girl hadn't done nothing. You want to go and now abuse the legal system by filing a restraining order for what? What'd she do to you? She ain't touch you. All y'all did was argue. And until something happens, you just wasted the course of some time. I almost wanted them to throw her in jail for just doing that. Like, there has to be some law that says you can throw somebody in jail for just basic stupidity. Anyway, she did an interview with Boston because now she's trying to clean up the mess that she's created. And I'm sitting there because I noticed in the first reunion Evelyn didn't say much. She didn't say much, and I feel like she didn't say much because she feels like she's in deep water right now, and she's afraid that if she says the wrong thing, she'll sink herself even further. So now she's doing damage control. She had an interview on Gossip, and I diagnosed her ass. And the diagnosis is that she has a victim syndrome. Let's explain what that is, okay? What is a victim syndrome? It is the inherent tendency of a person to consider him or herself a victim of negative consequence or circumstances and actions of other people and act accordingly, even in the absence of real circumstances or obvious guilt. According to psychologists, the representations of a person with the victim syndrome fixed by negative experiences are distorted by his or her needs. They have deeply hidden selfish motives and some cognitive prejudices. This occurs because the person wants to protect their self-esteem and avoid a sense of vulnerability. The propensity of the individual to blame everything on something and present him or herself as a victim of circumstances is an instrument of manipulation. Okay? Now, with everything I just said, let's go over the review and tell me what you think about it, because I want y'all to comment about this at the end. This is what she said. Now, they asked her, what was the biggest misconception about you during this season? She said, the biggest misconception is that I'm a bully. I've come to realize that outspokenness can be misconstrued for something that it's really not. My family and my friends know me, love me, and accept me, complete and utter honest from me, laugh out loud. I've thought long and hard about this and concluded that there is a difference in how my directness and candor is received by those I personally know and those I don't. I will do better. I assume this is a pathetic way of apologizing because y'all didn't. OG is very upfront. OG is very open. OG is expressing herself the same way that you express yourself, and she's giving is candor. Candor is honesty. She's telling the truth, and you're doing the same thing. And you're not sitting here saying that you not understand that your outspokenness can be misconstrued for something else. Didn't y'all just do that to OG? But you're sitting here, instead of you saying, I'm sorry, I judged her because her openness I misconstrued as aggressiveness, you're now saying that, oh, victimizing yourself as if you're the one who's perceived incorrectly because of the stuff that you say. Bitch, bye. You are what you are, and you said what you said, and you meant what you said. So don't sit up here now and say it was misconstrued. Number two, for you to use your family and your friends as a metric as people who love you. Number one, your family has no choice but to love you. They're stuck with you. They don't have a choice. You guys are related. They don't have a choice. I bet you there's some family members, if they weren't related, they wouldn't hang out with you. But they choose to because they don't have a choice at this point. So please don't use that as a, just shut up. The next question, following show airing, one of the criticisms of you was that you had displayed racist behavior. Are you racist? Her answer, she said more, but this is the part I took. I would say that we must all be a little more cognizant of how we all can play a role in bringing awareness and affecting change. With respect to the question of racism, nothing could be further from the truth. For anyone to call me a racist or a bigot against my own people is simply bananas and misformed or misinformed. 90% of the people I work with are people of color and 90% are women. Besides, last time I looked in the mirror, I was a woman of color who has to more often than not navigate through uncharted real-life discrimination. Addressing false claims about racism and bigotry seems to be a waste of valuable time. I'll just leave it there. Addressing false claims about racism and bigotry seems to be a waste of valuable time. I'll just leave it there. She said those claims were false. Here's the thing. I explained in one of my videos, if y'all haven't seen it, that there are two types of racist people, and there's the one that Evelyn falls under is the one that doesn't realize that she's racist. And so when you're telling her that she is, and you're trying to elaborate why she's racist, She does not want to hear it because she doesn't want to admit it. And the first step to recovery, even for an addict, is first admitting that they even have a problem in the first place. And she's sitting here and don't even want to accept responsibility that some of the things that are happening to her are a direct consequence of the way that she has behaved. And she's sitting up here in an interview, the opportunity she has to go ahead and rectify things, and she's still fucking up. The next question, do you think there has been a double standard in the conflict between you and OG? Her answer, no, I do not. I treat people how I want to be treated, and I'll react if I'm being treated badly. I'm human. You do not treat people the way you want to be treated, because you done bullied CC, Royce, Mika, Kenya. You will not want anybody to throw a bottle in your face, and you actually dogged Jackie's child about her book, talked about it on screen, and basically painted her as a bad mother when you knew nothing about her personal life and her situation. But when she talked about your daughter and called her a builder whore, you started crying and making this whole scene that who would talk about your daughter like you the victim when your ass started it. But you sit up here lying, saying that you treat people the way you want to be treated because you're human. You didn't treat OG the way you want to be treated, and so she reacted because she's human. But you're sitting here excusing yourself but not her. Okay. For example, if I walked around with a negative disposition sprinkled with an authoritarian mannerism, it's a big ass word for you, girl. You've been playing with a dictionary, huh? It's a step up for some dick, I'll tell you that. How should I expect to be received and treated? What I will never do is cry wolf, act like a victim, or manufacture a storyline to remain relevant. Now, I assume that was a dig at OG, because you say she's acting like a victim. Bitch, what are you doing now? You say that she made up a storyline or manufactured a storyline. What did you do with Cece? What did you do with Jennifer? Because you picked a fight with Jennifer. You picked a fight with Cece. You didn't have any other storyline other than those two. And Chad, who wasn't even, you haven't been with since 2012. Okay. Then we have, do you think that the situation between you two could ever be resolved? If so, how? She said that question can be best answered by Ogum, not me. Let me answer for her, bitch. No, it can never be resolved. You crossed too many lines. You didn't file a lawsuit. You over here talking about you're big and bad, but you want to bring the law into the situation, bitch. You are not a thug. You are not about that life. You're full of shit. No, it cannot be fixed. We will be enemies forever. Just like Cardi B said, we are not fixing shit. We're not talking about it. Have you thought about not returning to the show after this season? Absolutely not. If I'm invited back for season 9, I welcome it. Why the hell would she not go back to the show? That is her meal ticket. She left the show right after she was done with Chad when she met Crawford. She was not in Basketball Wife. She didn't show up at all. She was out doing Living Lazada when she had that little situation going on with her almost Crawford relationship that she had, almost marrying him. She needed that money. She needed that check. When they broke up and she realized that check was gone, she kept the diamond ring because she was $1.5 million. She needed money for retirement, collecting her pension. And then she now decided to go back on Basketball Wife because she needs income coming in. We ain't heard nothing about her shoe store and that little makeup line she has. Nobody hears about that shit. So she needs money. So of course, if they asked her to come back, she gonna come back. Why would she not? At this point, Evelyn, I've already issued a disclaimer. Your best bet is to issue an apology and mean it, and change your entire persona and seek some help. You have chosen not to. You had the opportunity to do this interview, you still didn't. You filed a restraining order, it didn't go nowhere. You're sitting here at this interview and you're still doing the absolute most. You refuse to accept responsibility for the things that you have said and the things that you have done. And now you're trying to put out this image that OG is the problem, and you're really working hard to put out that image doing all these interviews. And then you're now playing the victim. You have a syndrome. You have a victim syndrome. It's a psychological issue, but it can't be fixed. They probably have a drip for it somewhere. Maybe a patch. Maybe there's a pill for it. We'll find whatever the help you need, but fix it. You have been diagnosed. I meant it. I said I'm not taking it back. You're still an asshole, but at least I know the reason why. You have a victim syndrome. It's a problem. It's okay. I forgive you. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Ring the notification bell. I'm going to review next reunion as well. I'm going to review Marriage Boot Camp, and I need some other excitement in my life because this right here, it's a bit much for me. It's getting to be too much. Like, it's getting tired at this point. Anyway, have a good evening, guys. Bye.